Sean Pierce Johnson here. Welcome to this week's episode of Stompbox Saturday, where we are bringing life to the saturated sounds of doom and sludge and ambient metal with the Life Pedal from Earthquaker Devices and the band Sunn. Holy shiznit, is this thing saturated? Does this thing sound huge? And does this thing make me just want to tune my guitar down to the depths and just riff away on slow tempos for hours on end? Now, during the marketing campaign, this whole thing was pitched as a bit of saturation enlightenment, and it certainly does feel that way. I have not played a pedal quite like this really ever. Although it's based on a few different familiar things in the pedal world, this definitely feels like a sum of the parts coming together to create something very special that really, I just can't believe I've gotten the chance to play this thing and show it off to you guys. But before we do that, I want to say a big thank you to my friend Jason Fuzzmonger over on Facebook. He was kind enough to loan me his Life Pedal so that I could show it off to you guys, and I quite frankly have been having an absolute ball with it. So enough of my yakking, let's go ahead, take a look at the pedal. Now, obviously, we're in a bit of a different arrangement, so I'm going to clap my hands and we're going to get to the dual cam setup right now. There we go. You can see me, you can see the pedal, and now let's talk about it. So, oh no, the knobs aren't at noon. That's one thing that's kind of a little, well, disheartening about this whole pedal, is that it's kind of hard to tell where you have your knobs set since everything is kind of on the back of the pedal, not on the top of the pedal. So let's just kind of rifle through things here. We have two sides to this pedal. The right side with the upside down cross, yes, it's kind of blocked in this camera angle, but I want you to see the knobs. That's the more important thing. So on this side, we have the distortion circuit, which is loosely based on a rat style circuit, which is controlled by amplitude, filter, and distortion. What's cool also about it is that we have this three-way switch right here. It is a rotary selector that has three different clipping options from symmetrical, asymmetrical, and op-amp. Various different degrees of compression within the circuit tend to be the result. You also get a little bit of a different output level because of that compression. All in all, a really cool idea that we've seen on a couple other rat style pedals before and also on some modified rats as well, but it serves very, very nicely to kind of tailor it to the amplifier that you put it into. The other component of the distortion side of the Life Pedal is the octave circuit. Now, this is loosely based on an old Chenet octave fuzz circuit, so it takes that octave effect from that fuzz pedal and combines it with a rat style distortion. And what I really love about it is that you can dial it in to your heart's content. Then we have the left side of the pedal with the right side up cross, and that is a boost circuit, a one knob boost with the control labeled magnitude. And that is just designed to pummel the front end of your amplifier and just create all kinds of harmonic goodness and just having oh so much fun with it. And now back to me. So here's how the setup is going to go today. We are going to stick with the Jotun Les Paul with the EMGs because I kind of feel like that extra sizzle from the EMGs is just a little bit special in these low tunings, and also because I have this tuned to drop C. We're going into a TC Polytune 2 and then into Life Pedal into the front end of an orange amplifier. You're playing a Doom pedal, you might as well use an amplifier that's good for Doom, and orange is it. Although Sunn would have been more appropriate, but I don't have one. All right, so with all of the knobs for the distortion except for the octave at noon, let's check out the different clipping selections on the Life Pedal. I'm gonna start in the third position, so that would be the furthest position to the right, and then go back towards the left. I believe this is gonna start us off on the symmetrical, and then asymmetrical, and then op-amp. So let's give it a whirl. personally am finding myself leaning towards both the outer positions, the position 1 and position 3. Let's check out the range of the knobs. Found the rat style filter circuit to be a very interesting kind of thing, because it really does just start shaving off the highs, and it's not necessarily adding highs, it's just all about the cut. And I feel like this has way more gain than any rat style distortion. Now we get into the fun with the octave part of the distortion, which definitely adds on that kind of fuzzy character. You can hear it starting to like crunch up and get really abrasive. But notice how with the filter turned back considerably and how dark that started out, we start getting that cut back. That's what the octave fuzz on this is really great for. And then if you go to your neck pickup, you can hear that octave start to poke through. Let's add a little bit more. For shits and gigs, let's turn it up all the way. Oh boy, that's crazy. Let's move over to the boost side now and see what that does to the front end before we assault it with the distortion. like that, just full up. It's got an interesting sort of musicality to it. It's not like this huge, insane amount of boost. It's just a nice little thing to add on to some harmonic content before you start layering it with the distortion. Now let's combine them together. Which, thanks to filming many demos over many days and just pushing the front end of this thing is pretty, you know, crunchy and ready to go. Now, going with all knobs at noon, except for the octave distortion, I'm gonna find my bass distortion tone. Let's go with that big open op amp setting. Let's go ahead and turn the filter back a little bit more. I liked it kind of somewhere around 1 or 2 o'clock to make it a fairly dark tone. I'm gonna even turn it back more in this particular setting, because at the end of the day, we have to remember when it comes to boosts that are one knob, we're technically boosting every single frequency, bass, mid, and treble. So when we were using the distortion individually, we were shaving off quite a bit of highs. Now, because of that boost, we've boosted them, we're getting some of those back. That's ringing out. That's just crazy. All right, now I'm gonna start adding in the octave. Let's see what rolling back our tone knob is gonna do. I'll go from 10, I'll even go all the way to, just go to 5, do it halfway. Ambient reverb. Let's hear this thing. Friends was Life Pedal by Earthquaker Devices and the band Sunn. Saturation Enlightenment, that's what Earthquaker said it would be, and I think they've pretty much hit the nail on the head there. It is big, it is massive, it is combining different types of distortion, fuzz, and dirt effects, really, all to make this gigantic, massive sound that even when you're completely separated from your cab, you are getting big, feedbacking, sustaining, just... The sound is massive, and it's a whole hell of a lot of fun to play with. If you're not into the whole doom and stoner thing, yeah, I could definitely see this not being something for you. But for me, I've been really getting into these kind of guitar tones, figuring out how is it done, what kind of gear are they using, and how really to just do things within that genre. I don't smoke weed, but at the very least, I enjoy the fact that whatever these guys are smoking in the doom and stoner genre is making some music that is kind of cool. And, well, I'm gonna have a whole hell of a lot more fun until I have to send this back to Jason. However, the band Sunn apparently did say that a second edition of this pedal would be coming out in the summer, so hopefully towards the end of summer, hopefully. So those of you trying to sell this thing for $1,000 on Reverb and eBay, I have just one thing to say to you. I'm gonna buy it when it's a hell of a lot cheaper. But for the time being, I wanna know what you all out there thought of Life Pedal, because I know I loved it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and please do click the subscribe button and turn on some notifications so you never miss a video. But if you'd like to have access to every single video I make earlier than anyone else in the world and also get some exclusive content as well, please go over and join my Patreon page. As always, it is awesome to have you guys join me for another episode of Stompbox Saturday. I'll see you all next week, and until then, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all out there great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, friends.